What if Ty Borden's story isn't finished yet? After years of heartbreak and moving on, the latest whispers surrounding Heartland Season 19 have left fans stunned. The trailer has dropped hints that no one saw coming, clues that suggest Ty's presence may not just be a memory, but something far more real. For so long, viewers accepted his tragic goodbye, but now the question echoing everywhere is simple yet powerful. Could Ty Borden really be coming back? The reaction to the Season 19 trailer has been nothing short of explosive. From the very first second, fans felt something was different. The tone, the music, even the camera work seemed to carry a hidden weight, as though the series was preparing us for a return we never believed possible. In a show that has always balanced realism with heartfelt storytelling, the sudden appearance of these mysterious clues has reignited hope. People are replaying the trailer frame by frame, searching for signs, pausing on every detail, and debating what it all really means. The first moment that sent fans into a frenzy came with a voice. It was brief, almost hidden, but unmistakable. To longtime viewers, a man's voice that sounded eerily like Ty. It wasn't clear, and it wasn't confirmed, but it was enough to stir a wave of speculation. Was it a flashback? Was it Amy's memory of him resurfacing? Or was it a carefully planted teaser that Ty's return is more than just a dream? This tiny moment alone has shaken the fandom, and the ripple effects can be seen across every discussion forum and fan page. But the trailer didn't stop there. A quick shot showed Amy looking across a field with a stunned expression, her eyes wide, her breath caught. It's a look fans know well, a look that has always been reserved for emotional reunions or shocking revelations. The camera didn't show what she was seeing, but it left just enough space for imaginations to run wild. Could Amy have seen Ty? Could the writers be daring enough to pull off the biggest twist in Heartland's history? The choice to keep these moments vague was deliberate. The creators know the power of mystery. They know fans have spent years mourning Ty's loss, and they also know that even the smallest suggestion of his return would light a fire across the fandom. And that's exactly what's happening. The whispers are growing louder, the theories are getting bolder, and the anticipation for Season 19 is reaching levels not seen in years. Still, the most important question remains. Why now? Why would the trailer suddenly drop hints about Ty after so much time? Could it be that the show is preparing for its most emotional season yet? Or is this all a clever trick to keep fans guessing? One thing is certain, Heartland has never been afraid of pushing boundaries when it comes to matters of the heart. And Ty's return, whether real or imagined, could be the shock that changes everything we thought we knew about the story. Ty Borden was never just another character in Heartland. From the moment he rode onto the ranch as a troubled young man, his story became the heartbeat of the series. Fans watched him grow from a boy searching for a place to belong into a man who built a family, a future, and a life that touched everyone around him. His bond with Amy wasn't just about romance, it was a journey of healing, growth, and unshakable trust. Together, they overcame struggles that would have broken most couples, from financial troubles and career challenges to near-death experiences. Ty's presence brought balance, his calm strength guiding Amy through both personal battles and the demands of the ranch. That's why when he was suddenly gone, the loss felt like more than just a storyline. It felt like losing a piece of Heartland's very soul. To understand why his potential return in Season 19 is creating such a storm, we need to remember the weight of his exit. Ty's death wasn't just a heartbreaking plot twist, it changed the show entirely. For years, the series had built itself around the Bordon family, showing their love, their struggles, and their dreams. When Ty was written out, the entire direction of the series shifted. Amy's journey became one of grief and survival, forcing her to raise Lyndy without the man who was supposed to be by her side. Viewers cried with her, felt the emptiness of her loss, and admired her strength to carry on. But even as fans respected the realism of the story, a piece of their hearts stayed locked with Ty, longing for what could have been. His legacy doesn't stop with Amy and Lyndy, it stretches across every corner of the ranch. Jack saw Ty as the grandson he never had, a young man who earned his respect and trust. Lou and Tim both shared complicated but meaningful relationships with him, proving that Ty had grown into more than just a partner for Amy, he had become family. And for the viewers, Ty was the ultimate symbol of change. He showed that no matter where you start, no matter how broken your past may be, it's possible to build something better. That's why his absence has always felt like an open wound. And that's why the very idea of his return feels like hope being offered back to the fans. So when the season 19 trailer hinted at his presence, it wasn't just about nostalgia, it was about rewriting the story of Heartland itself. Ty's return, if it's real, wouldn't simply be a plot twist. It would be a resurrection of everything that made the show so beloved in the first place. Imagine Amy no longer carrying the weight of loss alone. Imagine Lyndy finally knowing her father not as a memory, but as a living part of her life. Imagine the ripple effect across every character as the man they thought was gone finds his way back. That's why the whispers of his comeback are shaking the fandom so deeply. Ty Borden isn't just a character, he's a legacy. And season 19 may be ready to honor that legacy in a way fans never thought possible. The trailer for Heartland Season 19 didn't just give us a sneak peek into the upcoming season, it set the fandom on fire. From the opening scene, the tone was different. The music was haunting, filled with a mix of hope and sadness, almost as if it was preparing us for something bigger than the usual family drama. The first big moment that captured everyone's attention was Amy standing alone in the field, the golden light of the sunset wrapping around her. She looked shocked, almost breathless, as if she had just seen something or someone that she never thought she would see again. The camera never revealed what she was staring at, but the expression on her face was enough to spark endless speculation. Could this have been the first sign that Ty is connected to Season 19's story? The mystery grew deeper with the next sequence. A faint male voice could be heard over a montage of quick shots. It was quiet, almost drowned out by the background music, but fans with sharp ears replayed it countless times. Some are convinced it sounded exactly like Ty, delivering a single line, "Amy, I'm here." The production team didn't subtitle it, and they didn't make it obvious, but they didn't need to. That one line became the centerpiece of the trailer's conversation, leaving viewers questioning whether this was a flashback, a dream sequence, or something entirely new. Was it recycled dialogue from old seasons, or had Graham Wardle actually stepped back into the recording booth? That uncertainty is exactly what makes this teaser so powerful. Then came the quick flashes, scenes cut so fast they could easily be missed. A figure on horseback riding away in the distance, a pair of boots placed by the barn door, and a shot of Amy holding what looked like an old photograph. Each of these images seemed ordinary at first, but fans who know Heartland's history recognized the deeper meaning. Ty was often shown riding alone in wide-open fields, and those boots looked nearly identical to the ones he wore throughout the series. Even the photograph raised eyebrows. Viewers swear it was a picture of Amy, Ty, and Lyndy together, a moment of family happiness frozen in time. Why would the trailer choose to show these specific visuals unless it was trying to stir memories of Ty? It felt intentional, almost like the producers were winking at the audience, daring them to believe the impossible. But the most haunting moment came at the very end of the trailer. Amy's voice whispered, "I can feel you," followed by a sudden cut to black. The screen lingered in silence for a few seconds before the Heartland logo appeared. That final whisper, paired with the earlier hints, gave the trailer a ghostly, almost supernatural quality. Was Amy talking about Ty in a spiritual sense, feeling his presence as she moves forward? Or was it something far more shocking, an actual hint that he is alive, ready to step back into her life? The trailer gave no answers, only questions, and that's exactly why it has left fans desperate for more. Heartland has always been about family, resilience, and love, but with these carefully chosen details, Season 19 is shaping up to be the most mysterious and emotional chapter yet. When the trailer dropped, the theories exploded instantly. Fans who have followed Heartland for years know how carefully the writers planned their clues, and now every tiny detail is being treated like a treasure map. The biggest theory sweeping across social media is the boldest one of all. that Ty Borden never truly died. Some viewers believe the show intentionally left room for this twist, suggesting that the circumstances of his passing were not as clear as they seemed. Could he have survived but stayed away for reasons that will only now be revealed? While it sounds unbelievable, long-running dramas have pulled off similar surprises before, and fans are clinging to the hope that Heartland might do the same. Another powerful theory making the rounds is tied to Amy's emotions. Many fans argue that Ty's return may not be physical but spiritual. They believe the trailer hints at Amy seeing or hearing him in visions, dreams, or flashbacks that feel so real they could shape the entire storyline. The line "I can feel you," whispered at the end of the trailer, is being dissected endlessly. Some say it proves Amy will be haunted by Ty's presence throughout season 19, showing how love that deep never truly fades. These fans suggest that his return may be symbolic, offering Amy strength, guidance, and emotional closure rather than a literal reunion. For some, this theory is just as powerful as the idea of Ty being alive, because it means his legacy continues to influence the ranch and everyone who loved him. But then there's a third theory, one that merges both hope and reality. Some viewers believe Ty could come back in a limited way through old memories, lost letters, or previously unseen footage. This wouldn't mean he is alive, but it would allow the show to reintroduce him in meaningful ways. Imagine Amy discovering an old video message, or Lyndy learning more about her father through personal journals or recordings. Fans think this would explain the mysterious voice in the trailer. It could be a recovered memory that changes the way Amy sees her past and her future. It may not be the full return that some fans dream about, but it would still bring Ty's spirit back into the story in a powerful, emotional way. And of course, there are the wild theories, the ones that spread because they are too thrilling to ignore. Some fans believe season 19 might explore alternate timelines or what-if storylines where Ty never left. Others suggest that Graham Wardle could be back only for one shocking episode, designed to give Amy and the audience a proper goodbye. These ideas might sound far-fetched, but they show the depth of love and loyalty fans still feel for Ty Borden. The very fact that viewers are debating whether his return will be real, symbolic, or imagined proves how deeply he is woven into the heart of Heartland. The speculation is endless, and until season 19 arrives, every fan theory, no matter how impossible, feels like it could be true. The truth about Ty's possible comeback can be told without talking about Graham Wardle himself. Back in 2021, when Ty's shocking exit first aired, fans were devastated, but it wasn't just the writers who made the decision. Graham explained in interviews that he felt it was time to move on from Heartland and explore new directions in his life. He wanted to pursue personal projects, creative storytelling beyond acting, and even deeper connections with his audience through writing and podcasting. For many, this seemed like a permanent farewell, not just to Ty Borden, but to the idea of seeing Graham ride across the Heartland ranch ever again. That's why the sudden hints in the season 19 trailer have reignited hope, because if Graham's decision was final, why would the producers tease his return at all? In the years since leaving the show, Graham has remained surprisingly close to the Heartland community. His podcast, Time Has Come, often touches on themes of change, healing, and growth, concepts that mirror Ty's own journey. Fans noticed that whenever Heartland was brought up, Graham spoke with gratitude and warmth, never closing the door on the possibility of revisiting his character one day. In fact, in one particular fan Q&A, when asked if he would ever return, his answer wasn't a firm no, it was a thoughtful never say never. For longtime viewers, those 3 words were enough to keep the dream alive. And now, as season 19 approaches, that possibility feels closer than ever. Adding to the mystery are the behind-the-scenes whispers. While nothing has been officially confirmed, there have been unverified reports of Graham being spotted near the Heartland filming locations. Some fans claim crew members hinted that this season would deliver the biggest surprise in the show's history. Others believe the trailer's carefully planted clues are the producers' way of preparing fans for an announcement they aren't ready to reveal just yet. Whether these rumors hold weight or not, the fact that so many people believe them shows how powerful the desire for Ty's return really is. Fans aren't just watching the trailer, they're watching Graham's every move, hoping to find a sign that their favorite character is about to make history. Even Amber Marshall, who plays Amy, has added fuel to the fire. In past interviews, she has spoken about how difficult it was to film without Graham, often describing him as a partner who felt like family both on screen and off. Recently, her comments have taken on a more mysterious tone. When asked about Season 19, she teased that fans should be ready for emotional surprises and that this season would bring moments we've all been waiting for. She didn't name Ty, and she didn't mention Graham directly, but the choice of words was enough to make fans wonder, was she hinting at something bigger? Together, these subtle clues from Graham's openness to Amber's cryptic teasers are creating a storm of speculation behind the scenes. And if Ty Borden really does ride back into Heartland, it won't just be the story of Amy's life changing, it will be the story of Graham Wardle stepping back into the role that defined an entire generation of viewers. If Ty Borden really does return in Season 19, it won't just be another plot twist, it will be a turning point that could redefine Heartland. Amy's entire story since Ty's death has been about learning how to live without him. We've seen her struggle to raise Lyndy alone, to carry the emotional weight of losing her soulmate, and to keep moving forward when her heart still carried so much pain. His comeback would change everything for her. Imagine Amy's face if the man she thought she lost forever suddenly stood before her. The grief, the healing, the years of silent longing, all of it would collide in that single moment. It would be raw, emotional, and unforgettable. Fans have waited years to see Amy's story take a hopeful turn, and Ty's return could finally bring her the peace and happiness she deserves. For Lyndy, Ty's return would mean more than words could ever capture. She has grown up hearing about her father, seeing his picture, and feeling his presence only through Amy's stories. She never got the chance to truly know him. If Season 19 reveals that Ty is alive, or even if he comes back in a symbolic, guiding way, it would give Lyndy a connection she's been missing all her life. The idea of father and daughter finally meeting, sharing moments on the ranch, or riding together for the first time is the kind of emotional payoff fans dream about. It wouldn't just be a gift to Amy, but a gift to Lyndy, a chance to know the man who shaped her life even before she was old enough to understand it. But Ty's return wouldn't just affect Amy and Lyndy, it would send shockwaves through the entire Heartland family. Jack, who treated Ty like the grandson he never had, would finally see the young man he mentored walk back into his life. Lou, who always pushed Ty to step up and prove himself, would have to reconcile the past with this shocking present. And Tim, with his complicated history and protective instincts, would face one of the biggest emotional challenges yet, welcoming back the man who meant so much to Amy and Lyndy. Every relationship in Heartland would be tested, reshaped, and deepened by Ty's presence. His comeback wouldn't just be about one family reunion, it would be about the ranch itself, the beating heart of the series, finding its balance again. And then comes the bigger picture. What would Ty's return mean for the future of Heartland? As a series? For years, fans have wondered how long the show could continue without him. Ratings, storylines, and even character arcs have shifted since his exit, but the longing for Ty has never faded. Bringing him back in Season 19 could breathe new life into the show, creating endless opportunities for fresh stories, whether it's Ty and Amy rebuilding their life together, Lyndy finally having both parents by her side, or the entire Heartland family entering a new chapter of love, healing, and growth. In many ways, his return would feel like a rebirth, not just for Amy and her family, but for Heartland itself. It would prove that even in the darkest times, hope can find a way back home. The trailer gave us glimpses, whispers, and shadows, but no clear answers. And that's exactly why the question at the heart of Heartland Season 19 burns brighter than ever. Is Ty Borden really coming back? Or are we simply chasing ghosts? Every clue feels deliberate. Every frame feels like a message, yet the truth is still just out of reach. For fans, this is both thrilling and tortuous. After all these years, Ty's story seemed closed, his chapter finished. But now, the show has cracked that door open again, letting in just enough light to make us believe. Could the biggest heartbreak in Heartland's history transform into the greatest comeback? As fans wrestle with that question, the deeper mystery becomes whether this is a real return or the cleverest misdirection the writers have ever crafted. Heartland has never been about cheap tricks. It has always been about real emotions, growth, and authenticity. That's why this moment is so unique. If Ty does come back, the emotional weight will be enormous. But if it turns out to be visions, memories, or a symbolic presence, the heartbreak will cut just as deep. The brilliance of the trailer is that it doesn't confirm or deny either outcome. Instead, it leaves us suspended between hope and doubt, forcing us to imagine both futures at once. And that's the power of this cliffhanger. The uncertainty is its own story. Social media is exploding with debates. Fan pages are filled with theories, and YouTube comment sections are overflowing with hope, anger, and excitement.